Guys, welcome to Jerry Berry Acts. Today, we're going to react to Season 3, Episode 20 of Buffy the Vampire Slayer, entitled The Prom. If you're new here, feel free to subscribe for daily content. If there's a day, there's a reaction. Links will be in the description box down below for the Patreon, the stream, everything in between. Jerry will hang out behind the scenes. His crown keeps getting knocked over by the cats. But last episode was fun. The choices, Faith with the new weapon, kidnapping, Willow exchanging the box, not that box, she freaks, exchanging a box full of billions of spiders for Willow's life. Now they're kind of back to square one. We're in the home stretch with 3 episodes left. I was curious if there's going to be a prom episode. I imagine the prom will go awry. I don't know how it's going to play out, obviously, but I hope there's some wholesomeness to it. And obviously, probably throughout, we may share some prom stories here or there. And yeah, let's lock in. Let me go ahead and put Jerry behind the scenes here, and we can watch. She gonna wake up and blow that big old rotten ass morning breath right in your mouth.
Very funny bed hair or something.
It's wonderful.
I guess we got a little carried away with the whole post-slayage nap thing.
Better than post-slayage fucking.
Oh, not good. This place really isn't girl-friendly.
It's not. No. Could you imagine? I just thought about this with Angel, not to get too dirty, but like, is this true happiness like just sex with Buffy? Because I think that's the person he loves the most. Is he capable of having sex with anyone? Or is it just Buffy? And does that also count for self-care? Like, if he does that, is it just true happiness, just an orgasm that takes him back to being a demon? I'm just curious about the laws and regulations here, because I feel like they could work a relationship out around all of this stuff, you know?
Come back here and spend some time together.
The prom?
End of high school rite of passage thingy.
Yeah. And even though there's also a junior prom, which I think is weird to have the juniors and seniors together for prom. It should just be for seniors, but that's maybe a local thing and a whole other argument.
Cotillion with spiked punch and electric slide.
Right.
It's electric.
No, don't worry, it's at night.
Boop, doop, boop, boop.
And lots of girls have older boyfriends. You'll blend.
Especially in high school, bro. They don't know what's going on. They're getting fucking groomed.
I think maybe you should get going, huh?
No, it must be a few more hours before sunrise.
Oh my God, right in his fucking eyeball.
Sorry.
She didn't know.
I guess it's later than we thought.
But that's also his fault for putting his bed right next to a window where the sheet could blow open. That is Angel's fault. Get a clock. There's nothing vampire lore about having clocks. I don't.
I have witnessed a millennium of treachery and oppression from the males of the species, and I have nothing but contempt for the whole libidinous lot of them.
I ain't mad at you. Not one bit. Oh man, I just forgot. Everybody's name.
Then why are you talking to me?
I gotta look something up. Why are you talking to him?
I don't have a date for the prom.
Well, gosh. I wonder why not.
Are you
It
asking?
couldn't possibly have anything to do with your sales pitch.
That's what I
Men
thought.
are evil. Will you go with me?
One of us is very confused, and I honestly don't know which.
You know, this happens to be all your fault.
My fault.
I think it's kind of wholesome she's asking you to prom in the first place. Like, she's a jillion years old. This is something she just has to do now to blend in, and she's taking the time to ask you. Granted, you did some fucked up things, but like, it's still kind of wholesome. Xander has heavy Chandler vibes from Friends. They act the exact same. Like, the exact same.
Look, I know you find me attractive. I've seen you looking at my breasts.
Nothing personal, but when a guy does that, it just means his eyes are open.
Whatever.
See what I'm saying, bro?
Do you want to go with me or not?
You can see why Joss wrote him the way he wrote him.
Interesting choice.
Choice is kind of a broad term for my situation.
More like
See, it's
desperate.
either Anya or the sock puppet of love for this boy.
Taco flavor geezes.
I don't have to tell you that you and Buffy are from different worlds.
No, you don't.
She's had to deal with a lot. Grow up fast. Because when it comes to you, Angel, she's just like any other young woman in love. You're all she can see of tomorrow. But I think we both know that there are some hard choices ahead.
Mm-hmm.
If she can't make them, you're gonna have to.
Mama Buffy.
I know you care about her. I just hope you care enough.
That's such a
So it was blue and sort of short?
hard position to put somebody in. 'Cause you're picking up what she's putting down. She wants you to probably part ways for the betterness of her daughter. It takes a lot as a parent to go to that house, to go with this being that tortured your daughter's closest adult friend in Giles, and who tried to kill her and everybody else at one point, but to understand that he has a soul and to go and speak to him and make this request, that takes a lot of balls. Even though this angel we have now is a perfect, wholesome boy, it just takes a lot of balls. It takes a lot of spine. I mean, kudos to her. That's a difficult conversation, especially for a mother to have with somebody dating her daughter, or a father, who any combination of those things. But again, with an Angel spinoff show coming up, I'm sorry, that's what's on my mind. And again, it is kind of spoilery because it kind of leads your brain to where, like, how do we get there? Clearly, I mean, Angel could die. Maybe he could be in an afterlife situation in his own show. I have no idea how it plays out or how it runs. I don't know. Making me nervous.
Oh, not too short.
On the actual night when I will be aiding Mr. Giles in his chaperoning duties.
What? Excuse me? Fine.
We'll get you a dress. You know, we should
What
take
are they saying? What is the school saying about this man being here? Like, does he have an occupation? Are they aware that there's a mystery man in here being a watcher inside the library? That I have questions about.
April Fools. Don't go there.
I shop there.
I myself am dipping into my hard-earned road trip fund to procure a shiny new tuck
Cordelia's
silk
embarrassed
for
that
me
she
to
works at the fucking
dazzle.
clothing
And I shall
shop.
be wearing pink taffeta, as chenille will not go with my complexion. Can we please talk about the essential?
Giles, we get it. Miles to go before we sleep. But especially if we're all gonna vaporize or something on graduation day, we deserve a little promy fun. One night of glory, not too much to ask.
I agree. What, y'all going to go see Jesse Pinkman? Is that going to be for Oz to fight against? Wait for it. Commercial. Oh, never mind. I thought it was going to be a commercial break. Let me slip this ring on your thick finger. Oh, she's been unveiled. Is that why it's called that? You know, in the English language, we got a bunch of fuckery going on. So we just say stuff. But the veil. Son of a bitch. The more you know. That's the Catholic Church, boy. That's a bunch of up-downs. Doing burpees, you go to Catholic Church. On your knees, you may rise. You may be seated. You may rise. On your knees. Seated. Knees. Stand. Knees. Oh my God. Pardon me while I burst into flames. Flame on! Hell yeah. Shout out to Buffster.
I'm sorry. I'm just worried that you're getting too invested in this whole thing.
What whole thing? And isn't this the stuff that I'm supposed to get invested in? Going to a formal,
Oh, no.
graduating, growing up. Say it.
Don't do it in the sewer, brother.
Angel, drop the cryptic. You're scaring me.
I've been thinking about our future.
I wish you'd stop thinking, bro. You're too handsome to think.
And the more I do, the more I feel like us. I mean, you should be with someone who can take you into the light.
Bro, what? I mean, he's not...
Someone who can make love to you.
I mean, you get... I understand what he's saying. It does make sense. And long term, it makes sense. But, brother, come on.
Don't.
Don't what? Don't love you? I'm sorry. You know what? I didn't know that I got a choice in that. I'm never gonna change. I can't change. I want my life to be with you.
Buffy.
I don't.
That's a bold-faced fucking lie, especially after she done talked you off the mountaintop when you stood there before the snow came down. Get the fuck out of here, Angel.
I'm leaving. After the ascension. After it's finished with the mayor and Faith. If we survive, I'll go.
He said, I'm leaving to my own TV show.
Where?
To the CW. I don't know where the show is. Oh, fuck. This is awful. You can't wrap your head around it. I mean, she's went through so much with him. I really think, he's trying to do what he thinks is the right thing for both of them. Maybe long term it is the right thing. I think Buffy genuinely deserves somebody who can give those things to her. I mean, at the same time, you got to remember, she's 17, 18 years old. She doesn't know how much life she has left. So for her, in this Slayer role, in a position where she could die at any point, Angel's the perfect option for her. Because she's not worrying about growing old while he stays the same. She's only worried about the next minute, the next second, which is a beautiful mindset to be in. But Angel's looking down the road because he knows how strong Buffy is, and he knows there's still 4 seasons of the show left. So he knows that she needs to be able to progress, or to, I don't want to use the word blossom. That sounds weird coming from me, I think. To be able to become her own person. And he does see that future of her growing old and him staying the same. And he's taken in Miss Summers, Joyce coming in and saying that to him really turned his mind with everything. If she wouldn't have showed up, we wouldn't be having this conversation right now. But he is being very respectful to her mother. Not to say you have to take the route that he's always taken, but to break up with somebody in a sewer is crazy. And for Buffy to say, is this really happening? Most of the people, 15 years old plus, you've probably went through a breakup. Statistics show you've went through a breakup or a divorce. And there is that thought process of, is this really happening? Because in that moment, you can't picture anything else other than that person. And if they're breaking up with you, it is earth-shattering. Earth-shattering. In my, many years of life, I've only ever broken up with one person. And it was because I had to. And it was weird. And I saw the way that it affected them, but it was for the best. I think they were blind to the things that had happened. But in every other situation, it's just normal relationships. Like, I've always been the one that was, broken up with, or too anxious to end it with somebody. Like, how could you do that? And then you just kind of watch the relationship fall apart. And especially when you're 17, 18, 19, 20 years old, when most of those things happened, it's like, it's detrimental. And then you get to be an adult. Once you get past 25 and your brain's developed, it can still hurt. I feel like it hurts probably a little more. So for her being like, is this really happening? It's such a real emotion, because she just got him back, and they're just back on the same terms. And it feels out of the blue while they're on patrol. And right before prom, Buffy. Point to make here at the end of this. It's okay. If you are breaking up with somebody or being broken up with, it's going to feel like the end of the world. But I promise, not to be cliche, there's other fish. There's other doors out there. There's more. And it could be, and probably will be, better than what you're currently experiencing. Oof.
I mean, I tried to hope for the best, but
I'm sorry. Must be horrible.
I think horrible is still coming.
Especially with the
Right now,
ascension.
worse.
Oh. Oh, Buffy.
Right now, I'm just trying to keep from dying.
Oh, she's fucking destroyed. Oh.
Breathe well. I feel like I can't breathe.
Hey, man, I've been in that depression post-breakup. Oh, that shit took me to therapy. And therapy made me A-okay, but god, dog. I don't want to come back to this fucking jackal in a cage with some serious shits going on. Oh. I feel like I had something very positive to say. Oh, not necessarily positive. Could you imagine watching this as it aired as like a 16 to like 25-year-old? Especially 16 to 25-year-old woman? Bro, I guarantee there's reaction channels to this where people are sobbing, heartbroken. And I understand it. I understand if you are that, it's not poking fun. Like, I feel your emotions. Let them flow through you. There's probably people who are fucking ripped apart at that. I'm just here for a good time to experience this show for the first time. It takes a lot for a show to make me cry. You got to get your money's worth around here. Them suckers don't flow for free. No, it genuinely takes a lot for a show to get me like that. Movies get me more often than not because it's a build up and it's kind of final. If there was a camera in the room the first time I watched Coco, good heavens, I refuse to watch that movie again since. That's something you experience once. Yeah, I don't need it twice. Earth shattering. I was wailing, brother. Look at this fucking.
Wow.
Yeah, neato. Now you can run along and tell all of your friends how Cordy finally got hers. How she has to work part-time just to get a lousy prom dress on layaway. And how she has to wear a name tag. Oh, I'm a name tag person. Don't leave that out. The story just wouldn't have the same punch.
There's your punch. There's so many times, and I get the shows about supernatural elements like that, and it's some comedic relief with it busting in. It's to keep you on your toes with everything going on, but there's sometimes the personal scenes should just keep their personality, like that's a good moment to linger on. Just to have that between those two. Because Xander feels the empathy and the sympathy for her. I do. It fucking sucks. Everything's gone. You made a mistake on your taxes. That's my biggest fear every year is fucking doing taxes. I just paid mine a couple weeks ago. It's terrifying. Did I do it right? Am I gonna have to owe money in the future? Like, how much am I allowed to spend? I don't fucking know. I'm just doing it. That thing is fucking freak. It takes a unique type of human to play those characters, man. I hear you, buddy. You're controlling it. What the fuck? Angel in there, probably buying some fucking big ass pig's blood. Aw, yeah. Yeah, sucky, brother. Give me a little bit of on my liquid diet. That's the classic Angel look too. Yeah, got on his. Yep.
Sorry.
White shirt.
I'm just surprised.
Leather.
Me too. I don't know why, though. I mean, where did I think you get your blood? Like plasmas?
Mick Plasmas.
How are you?
Right as rain. Whatever that means.
5x5. I love how they drop these cliches in here and just expect me not to fucking look up and ask. Right as rain origin. The allusion in this simile is unclear, but it originated in Britain. Of course it did. Where rainy weather is normal fact of life. And indeed, oh, wait. The idiom right as rain is thought to have originated in the 19th century and is used to describe something that is a perfect condition or working order. Hold on, I might have something right here. They think right of rain was just invented by an Englishman because it always rains. I guess it makes that's as right as rain. Like the rain, it's always raining. So like it's gonna be. I get why it's a saying, but I can't form my own words to express it. If that makes sense.
Thanks.
That's his look, boy. I'm trying to tell you, that's Angel right there.
Your dress. Aren't you wearing it tonight? As much as I hate to admit it, I haven't finished paying for it yet.
Well, somebody did.
What? Who?
Oh, Xander, buddy.
How are you both? And details, please.
Very well, thank you.
Yes, thank you.
It looks good on you.
Well, duh.
Super wholesome. I kind of feel bad for Anya. I know she has these years of demons and stuff, but she looks like she really just wants somebody to talk to about all the horrible shit she's done, but still. Happy accidents. And then there was one.
Get back!
Oh, no. Put him in a fucking drop toe hold. Put him in a crippler crossface. Oh. Yeah. They done brought John. Oh, my little friend.
We have one more award to give out. Is Buffy Summers here tonight?
Oh.
Did she, It's no secret that Sunnydale High isn't really like other high schools. A lot of weird stuff happens here.
Zombies. Snyder.
It's from all of us.
It's an umbrella.
And it has written here, Buffy Summers, class protector.
Oh, look at the umbrella. It's a class protector. That's so good. Yeah, that's so good. That is really, 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 really good. Like, top tier. I felt the emotions coming, but then they kicked off. If I hear stuff around me, it just kicks off. But man, that was good stuff. That was for everybody to come together and have write-in ballots to say, like, hey, this is what we want to vote for, and this is our class protector. And to give that honor to Buffy is very beautiful. Yeah.
She's 18.
Thank you.
And you have the emotional maturity of a blueberry scone. Just have at it, would you, and stop fluttering about. Right then.
He said, go be a fucking creep
Thanks
on
for
your
that.
own time, bro. Oh, ask her to dance, please, for the love of
You
God.
did good work.
Ah. I know it's about to happen. I was going to retract my asking her to dance statement because it was more of like a love dance. Like it was more like a couple's dance, you know? That wouldn't make any sense. It's just more of like I had the father-daughter thing in my head, but then people would teach her. It was cool for 1 second in my brain, but then I saw why it wouldn't be cool, but now I know it's happening, so. Oh, look at Willow and Oz back here. That would have been a really, really, really cool shot for all of them. And that's a very beautiful ending to that. And like I said previously, I guarantee people sobbed during this episode. Like, that is fucking beautiful. And again, I felt the emotions, but I hear the floor popping and the cats running around and shit like that. And my attention, it leaves. And this is very, very bright on my face. I'm aware of that. The Prom has an 8.7 rating, came out May 11th, 1999. After Angel breaks off the relationship, Buffy single-handedly battles 3 fearsome hellhounds so that her classmates can enjoy their senior prom. I'm glad she took care of the hellhounds relatively quickly, just for the sake of defeating them quickly, so they could focus more on the prom. In the scenes where Angel breaks up with Buffy, Sarah admitted that she could not stop crying, and the set was closed for 25 minutes to allow her to recover. Jesus. Buffy was not able to sit while wearing said dress. It was designed by Pamela Dennis, while Vera Wang designs her wedding dress in the dream sequence, Wang also designed her real life wedding dress when she tied the knot to Freddie Prinze Jr. This is Sarah Michelle Gellar's favorite episode of Buffy. Um, yeah, because Earshot's premiere was delayed out of respect for the Columbine massacre victims and their families. Viewers at the time were unaware of Buffy stopping Jonathan from committing suicide. The fact that Buffy saved his life makes his presentation of the Class Protector Award to her even more significant, which I think made it even more, like they just said, it's significant, made it very beautiful. Jessica Johnson, the winner of the Buffy Christmas sweepstake, participated in this. They didn't say who it was, though. He trained the Hellhounds, making them watch Carrie, Prom Night 4, Deliver Us from Evil, Pump Up Volume, Pretty in Pink, and The Club. This exchange was cut due to length. Giles, fine, you're all suffering from a touch of spring madness if you ask me, and Oz says, mine is more space madness, but I'll feel better once I get used to the weightlessness. Willow says, promise me you'll never be linear, and he said, on my trout. Oh, shit. Let's see. Xander's sock puppet of love is reminiscent of Senor Wince's, a ventriloquist who would draw a face on his hand and speak. Maybe that's where they got the Jennifer Lopez thing from, too. That's the episode. It was very beautiful. It was very heartwarming. It was very touching. And for Prom to go through and for Buffy to go through a breakup before Prom and then to have to see him walk in and understand that they're not getting back together, that it's just for one night. For Giles to be there supportive to offer her ice cream, for Xander to pay off Cordelia's dress, for Xander and Anya to share a dance. Obviously, Oz and Willow happy together. It's all just beautiful stuff all the way around, no matter how you spin it. But this episode is the calm before the storm. We got 2 episodes left. I'll see the title here in just a second, but we have 2 episodes left of the show, of season 3. And then obviously Angel is going to have his spinoff. So I want to see how he departs and how that show starts. Obviously, once that happens, we'll be bounced back and forth between the 2 shows. I don't have a big breakdown of this episode. It's just emotional. I'm so happy Buffy got that award. I will say, when it comes to Prom, I was super nervous to ask out my high school girlfriend to Prom. I was shaking like a leaf, even though we were dating. And it was kind of a shoo-in that we were going to go together, but I still had to ask her. I remember exactly how I did it. I remember where we were at. We were watching TV. I think a commercial came on. And I mustered up the courage and asked her. And it was what it was. It was very beautiful. And then it ended up not just me and her. We went with our friends from high school. We had a little friend group. We actually invited an extra person in as well. We went and took pictures beforehand at a park. There's a hilarious picture, the Forever Alone face. They put over one of our friends who was in one of our prom pictures. Me and my girlfriend at the time's prom picture together. She was in the background. They put the Forever Alone face over. And, I mean, this is clean-shaven, fuzzy hair me, man. Full Bieber swoop. It was a Jer swoop beforehand, but that little fucker came along. Rocking the black and pink, you know? Still rocking the pink. And my shoe size for prom, I wear normally like a size 12, but they gave me a size 14. And way too big. It was the only shoe they had left. They apologized from what they ordered. The tux fit nice. We went out to eat. We had a limousine for all of us. We went out to eat. And I don't remember the restaurant we ate at. I remember it being fancy. We have a picture together at the restaurant. I don't even remember the food or any of it. We had plans to all stay the night together afterwards. We went to the prom. We boogied. We walked in. We took pictures. There was chicken fingers. I ate 2 chicken fingers, I think. Phenomenal, by the way. The breading. And they had free Red Bulls. They were handing out Red Bulls left and right. I don't know how many Red Bulls I had. But I remember we went to like a country club, and I was so nervous to get up and dance. Like that was the big fear was to dance. I didn't want to do it in front of people. I didn't know how to dance. I didn't know what I was doing. When the time actually came, I was anxious about it. And then, the dances started. She was asking me to dance, and I was like, I'm not doing it. I couldn't bring myself. Like I was crippled with this anxiety. I went and sat outside, and people were making their after party plans, and I just kind of got some of the cool air on my skin. I went back and sat, and my buddy noticed what was going on. He came up and he rubbed my shoulders and he whispered in my ear and he said, he told me a story about, I think it was his grandpa who didn't dance at his prom or wedding or something. He said it was the biggest mistake of his life. And he said, don't look back and regret not doing this. Like nobody gives a fuck. We're all here. We all look stupid. Just go do it. And it was so out of character for that individual because we were cool, but we weren't like besties. And so I did. I got up and danced, and then we danced like the last 4 or 5 songs of the night. And then the Bernie was real big at the time, like Weekend at Bernie's doing the Bernie dance. So we ended. We had requests that specially from the DJ, so that's how we ended. And there's a bunch of pictures out there somewhere of my prom. I think she has them. I probably will never get those pictures, but it was a wonderful time. I had a blast. And then afterwards, we all hung out together. Somebody would just moved, so we had this whole house to ourselves, and we had a bunch of alcohol. But the thing was, we didn't actually get to drink and party like we had planned to. It ended up, it was me and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 other girls that we all went with, and we were supposed to all drink and hang out. And we was going to play music and we had movies ready to watch. It just happened to be an unfortunate time for all of them. If you understand, they were all synced up. So we got back, we all took showers individually, and we slept there was one bed. We opted to sleep on the floor, and then woke up and went home, and that's all she wrote for prom. But it was a beautiful time. I enjoyed it, and I think it's just a good message to get out and say in a moment like that, try your best to fight your anxiety if you can. Make that moment because you don't want to look back and regret anything like that. It's something as simple as just standing up and dancing. So, but prom was fun. I'm glad I went. I turned down going to prom my junior year because I wanted to practice for the Halo tournament. I said I wasn't going to prom at all. I was some big hot shot, right? But I was practicing for a Halo tournament. My team was really good, and I remember playing all night, and then I remember reading everybody's Facebook posts the next day, and it made me bummed out. Or that night, it made me bummed out that I missed it, and texting my friends and being kind of bummed. And then when I got the yearbook and looked at all the pictures, I was really bummed out because it looked like a really fun time, and I made a promise that I wasn't going to do that to myself. And I felt bad because I was asked to go to the junior prom. And I said no. And I felt like I broke that girl's heart, which ended up being the girl I dated in high school, and then we ended up going together. But I was just so oblivious. But then it turned into a good memory with senior prom. So it overall made a cool thing. Just whatever else you got going on, put it aside, participate in those things, homecoming, prom, etc. And try to have fun, I guess, is the big thing. And I always said I was going to take my mom to prom. And I don't think I would have been embarrassed by that at all. I think it would have been a hoot. My mom's the dopest. So, yeah, if you have to take your brother, your sister, your uncle, your cousin, whoever you fit in with, your friend, go. Have fun. But that's my rant. That's the prom. That's the calm before the storm. We have 2 episodes left of season 3 of Buffy the Vampire Slayer. The next episode, episode 21, is entitled Graduation Day Part 1, another 2-parter. Hell yeah. And I'll see you there. Links and everything will be in the description box down below. Playlist up on screen. As always, stay cute, stay hydrated, and I'll catch you on the next one.